If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
Well, welcome everyone to our January 19th, 2025 edition of Open Mic America. I'm Rich Fassler, your MC for tonight's show, and I'm joined by Robert Edgar, our interviewer, and Dr. Ramil, our engineer. And, as always, Dave Williams, our founder and guiding light here at Open Mic America, and the creator and builder of Dandy Hybrid Guitars, is working with us behind the scenes on tonight's show. You'll hear more about those revolutionary guitars later in tonight's show. Our mission at Open Mic America is to support your local open mics, where you can go to see songwriters performing their original music in person. Tonight, thanks to Zoom technology, we can travel all around the country and see those same performers in their own homes. Without gimmicks and frills, this is the DNA of American music, the tapestry of story and song that has been weaving us together for generations. So, get comfortable, and I'll introduce tonight's performers. Hey, by the way, you can find links to their work on our website and on this YouTube video. So tonight we've got a really great show. Tonight we feature Hallie Hammer and Randy Burge from Berkeley, California, Tom Cooney from Pennsburg, Pennsylvania, Marylyn Coffey from Huntsville, Alabama, Gillis Mills from Grafton, Vermont, Chris Steele from Newton, Upper Falls, Massachusetts, Teeyum Smith from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Steve Anderson from Alameda, California, Jason Baker, Montpelier, Vermont, and Jennifer McQuaid from Auburn, Maine. So let's get tonight's show started with our first performers, Hallie Hammer and Randy Burge from Berkeley, California. Hallie performs at Freight and Salvage Open Mic 1 or 2 times a month on Mondays. She tells me it's no charge and you get to do one song or 5 minutes. Berkeley, she also plays Berkeley UU Open Mic Cedar and Bonita. There's a $10 to $20 suggested donation, but no one is ever turned away for lack of funds. Also, she plays at the Monkey House Open Mic on Tuesdays and the Missouri Lounge Open Mic in Berkeley on Wednesday nights. So here's Hallie Hammer with Randy Burge.
Okay.
Recently resurrected Missouri, yes.
So this is based on a true story of when I was a little kid. It's called The Picket Line. 1, 2, 3. It was 1957, the year that I was 9, and I was raised to never ever cross a picket line. Each week I got allowance, it was a paltry dime, and I felt a raise was needed, it certainly was time. It was just me and my brother, but that would have to do. For these negotiations I would settle for us two. I got construction paper and a few popsicle sticks. I glued them all together and it seemed to do the trick. My brother, he was only 4, but listened to my plea. If I handed him a picket sign, then he would march with me. I wrote demands in crayon, I planned it all the day. What I was asking for was simple, I was striking for a raise. It was now time for Steve Allen, my parents' favorite show. So we hoisted up our picket signs while circling round them slow. Unfair wages, said the sign I held, please settle with your daughter. I need a raise, my brother's read, I'm asking for a quarter. My parents couldn't see the screen as we held our blockade. They laughed so hard as fervently I asked them for a raise. The strike was settled quickly, they agreed to my demands. I could tell that they were proud of me for taking such a stand. This was my first action, it was such a success. It gave me what I needed and it brought me happiness. Now each time I work for justice, I recall what I had learned from the gift my parents gave me by agreeing to my terms. And this next song is one that I've been playing a lot lately. It's my anthem for us all, so keep our spirits up. It's called We Will Rise Together. We will rise together. We'll be wise together. We will watch the winter turn into the spring. Together, we'll hold hands together. We will band together. We'll breathe in and out as one. And we will rise, rise, rise. Our hearts will pound as one. And we will rise, rise, rise. Millions rose upon their feet as they marched into the street for the Women's March of 2017. In our cities, large and small, young and old answered the call to show the world the best side of America. We will rise together. We'll be wise together. We will watch the winter turn into the spring. Together, we'll hold hands together. We will band together. We'll breathe in and out as one. And we will rise, rise, rise. Our hearts will pound as one. And we will rise, rise, rise. We must not yield to fear. We must defend what we hold dear. We must rise above the darkness and hold fast to the light. We have to heed the call to protect the rights of all, to preserve progressive values, keeping hope within our sight. We will rise together. We'll be wise together. We will watch the winter turn into the spring. Together, we'll hold hands together. We will band together. We'll breathe in and out as one. And we will rise, rise, rise. Our hearts will pound as one. And we will rise, rise, rise. Now all across the country, people mobilize together to work for peace and justice so that we can carry on. We never will give in, so collectively we'll win. For the darkest night becomes the new light of a breaking dawn. We will rise together. We'll be wise together. We will watch the winter turn into the spring. Together, we'll hold hands together. We will band together. We'll breathe in and out as one. And we will
Powerful song.
Harmony.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome song. All right, let me pass you over to Robert now, and we can learn a little bit more about you.
Hi, Hallie and Randy.
Hey there.
Yeah, I'm familiar with both Monkey House and the Berkeley.
You.
Yes, the other place, which are great places to play and hear. Here's a question for you. With the type, the next 4 years are going to solicit or at least require a certain type of sound politics, and I was wondering what you think. It's not the type of music hall where you've got people who would be singing along with you when we have this type of delivery of songs over the internet. For technical reasons, we can't have the audience singing at the same time. It would be delayed and such. Have any thoughts on the best way to deliver or to be involved with political songs over the next 4 years?
Well, what I do for one thing is I make videos
Right.
and I send them out to everybody I can think of. And
she does lots of street actions too.
and I sing with a group called Acapella. We played. Yet what we do is we stand on the side as the marchers come by for something, and we sing. We had about 45 of us yesterday.
Oh, fantastic.
In San Francisco at the march, and this really is great for people with disabilities and people who cannot really march. So we all sing together, and as the marchers pass by, we're singing to them, and it really raises spirits.
Oh, that's great. And it brings it out of the small halls also. Freight and
Right,
Salvage
yeah.
was the name.
You
that I
know,
was
and
looking
people
for.
say, well, how do I join Acapella? I said, you show up, you're
Show up and
Acapella.
sing.
That'll work, huh?
Yeah. So the best thing I think people can do is just try to write inspiring songs. Don't,
Just don't give up. First of all,
don't give up, and don't write don't write things that are going to make you so depressed you don't want to go out there and do anything.
Yeah.
Although you can write that stuff and then burn it, and then you get it out of your system.
Yeah. The depression is something that a lot of people I know are getting off. They'll turn off news, for instance.
Yeah. I watch a certain amount of news, and then I go to Turner movies.
But we hope that doesn't happen with music, right?
Right.
No, not with the music.
There was a good quote, somebody, and I'm not sure, maybe it was Taj Mahal, it may have been someone else that I heard a couple weeks ago. It was probably a very old quote, but they said, yeah, arguments do one thing, but music brings people together. Mm-hmm. And it seems, it resonates, it's a resonant experience. And whether it's in a small hall or by the side of a rally, I think it has that quality.
Right. Well, music is participatory, as its nature is for people, even if they don't know the words, they can hum along.
Yeah.
And
It's just all about moving
what
there.
I've been
together.
telling people for years about rallies is you have a speaker and you have a speaker and you have a speaker. You need to have music. You're taking in the information when you're hearing the speakers, and you're breathing in and you're breathing in and you're breathing in. You need to breathe out. Otherwise, you're going to pass out.
Yeah.
So I always try to encourage people to have music at demos and things like that, because, it really helps people to be able to participate as well as just listen. And if you are doing something participatory, then you can relax a little bit, and then you take in more of the information that's coming in.
Thank you. We're keeping our interviews here to about 4 minutes.
Right.
All right.
Thank you very much, and
You're very
very
welcome.
much enjoyed your songs. Now, of course,
Thank you.
perhaps I'll see you over in Berkeley sometime.
All right.
Bye for now.
All right. Very good. Well, we are moving away from California now. We're heading east. We're going to lovely Pennsburg, Pennsylvania, and we're going to hear Tom Cooney. Tom performs at Philadelphia Area Songwriters Alliance, PASA, and the Philadelphia Folk Song Society, PFS, their combined open mics. So, Tom, take it away.
Thank you very much, and great start, you guys. Really good stuff. Good to see everybody and good to hear everybody. We got about 7 or 8 inches of snow on the ground here and still snowing and heading up toward Allentown way, and the cold air is coming in tomorrow, single digits. So good night to hear some warm music. This song I wrote, and I'll keep the theme going that was started. This song I wrote, the person in the first verse is my late dad, and the person in the second verse is my late uncle, and the people in the last verse is all of us. Well, my dad trained the young men in small artillery in the Carolina summer heat. It was 1943. He choked up and prayed Godspeed the day the boys left town, and as the train pulled out of town, he cried, "Take those fascists down." Uncle Don swam off the Higgins toward the Iwo Jima sand. He crawled face down through the jungle, a gun and prayer in his hands. He would never walk again, a sniper his spine had found. But until the day he died, he cried, "We took those fascists down." Now they're crawling out from under rocks, crying racial supremacy. They're building laws and walls and cages to keep people underneath. And the mighty and the moneyed, well, they use them as their tools. And if we are woke to that, then we sure as hell are through. Neo-Nazi, nationalist Proud Boy, names they use to seek cred. But today is through all time, they must be put in their stead. There's more of us than them in every American town. So hit the streets, hit the voting booths, and take those fascists down. Take those fascists down. It's our turn. Take those fascists down.
Great lyrics.
Thank you. Thank you kindly. It's the forces of darkness come back in cycles in history. It always happens. And we're at the other end of the pendulum right now. And everyone has responsibilities when it gets this dark. And besides, this was the smallest popular vote margin of victory since the year 2000. So people think there's this overwhelming mandate out there. There's not. So keep positive, everybody, please. The second song is off my current second album. The album's called I'm With You. You can get it at Bandcamp primarily is where I like to distribute it, but it's available on streaming services. This is called Grace Over Me, and it was kind of written in a moment of meditation and silence, and it found its way onto the album.
Send your grace over me. Light my path that I may see. Mercy and forgiveness come my way. Mercy and forgiveness come my way. Oh, I'm sorry for how I have strayed. Oh, I know I have not earned it. But I've seen the light. I've seen the light on the hill. I'm ready to walk in the path of the righteous and the humble. And mercy and grace for thy will. So send your grace over me. Send your grace over me. Light my path. Light my path. Light my path that I may see your grace over me.
You.
Nice.
On.
Thank you.
All right, let me pass you on over to Robert so we can learn a little bit more about you.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you and hear you. It struck me, first of all, I like both your songs very much. The second one, what is it about a sixth chord that works so well with the word grace?
Well, grace is such a wide open concept. It's simple and complex at the same time. It's something we never asked for but get somehow. And the emotion of the song, as you're sensing musically, the openness of the feelings and the searching of the words kind of means your chords have to open up and extend and be more colorful and searching too.
And if it was a seventh, you would feel a pressure to move to the next chord. It wouldn't want to stay there. But a sixth is somehow, it lets you relax into where you are and receive. You're open to reception, but it's not pushing you out of where you are. I think there's something there. So it's a wonderful pick for that particular song, I think.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't write a lot of spirituals, and when that one came to me on the ether, I tried to get out of the way of it. And I just tried to say, if you're really feeling this, just don't mess it up,
Yeah, that's an interesting thing when you from the ether, and yeah, when you write, you try to make it concrete, right? And yeah, don't mess it up. In other words, don't Um, don't spoil it. Don't do something that's going to change the nature from what you're hearing, from what you're feeling,
Yeah, yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. Have it be targeted to what the feeling is, both the lyric and the music. Target it, and don't overextend the recipe. Don't make the recipe too complex. Some recipes are beautiful, simple.
Yeah. Yeah. And both of your songs had that to them. I think the simplicity but directness of the feeling.
Thank you.
At least that's how I received it on that.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you, how about the same kind of question? Where do you think our political songs need to be focused for the near future here?
I think I tried to talk about it a little bit when I talked about that first song about taking fascists down. The comments I said were, this happens all the time. The pendulum swings from light to dark, and we're entering a dark era. This is nothing new, folks. Our responsibilities haven't changed. We have to be positive. We have to fight the good fight, no matter how good the fight's going. You know, it just and it's hard right now because it's dark. But we all really have to stick together.
There are other things, as long as we're talking about such things. A lot of people have turned Facebook off for the next 4 days, trying to stay out of that, and strictly for political reasons. And the thought of both media and music being linked in that way brings up questions that all of us need to I think face.
Yeah, it's very interesting. The other thing that people have to face, I think, is the similarities that everyone has. So for example, both sides strongly feel that the people deserve a fair shake, the middle class, the working people, and just one side apparently thinks that this one way is going to get them there when there's been no historical reason that will ever happen. But at the base, we both believe in a lot of similar things. We have to keep those things in mind.
Yeah, very true. That is our allotted time here. I'm
right.
keeping things so that we have enough time for everyone.
Well, good to see you and good to hear everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Thanks for playing those.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Bye till next time.
Yep.
Hey, Robert, I have to ask you, is that what I hear in the background? It sounds like little chimes going off, telling you that's your 4-minute signal.
Timer.
I wondered what that was. I was looking around in my room, wondering, where are the chimes?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I had a sand timer, but sand granules are so loud, so I keep it down so it's all electronic.
I usually get the big hook, so that was much better.
Nicer, yeah. It's a friendlier way.
Yeah.
All right, we are moving now to Huntsville, Alabama. We're going to hear Marylyn Coffey, and Marylyn performs in the Huntsville area at the Dog Bar on Wednesday nights, the Old Town Beer Exchange on first Thursdays, and we'll be going to the Traditional Music Association on the fourth Thursdays. She also sings and plays harmonica at a couple of jazz jams a month in various locations. So here she is. Marylyn, take it away.
Hey, thanks. I really appreciate the inspirational songs. I am just not that way. I am much more interested in individual psychology. So these two songs I'm doing now are about people, individuals, and their problems. And it's not about me. I mean, one is about a friend and one is about my brother. But I appreciate the inspiration. I just, especially where I live, it's not going to get much great reception here. And I've only been here for about 40 years. I'm originally from the Philadelphia area and then the Boston area. So I'm not a Southerner. There's so many good things about it, though. Anyway, this is called The Greatest Hits of Karma. She wonders how to think about it. Should she shut up or should she shout it? A thing like this was not expected. Her get up and give was not perfected. Decades of dismissing the possibility. Memories of kissing. Is this a fantasy? She's an older woman. He's an older man. Overgrown with habits. Such a long lifespan. But he likes the way her mind works. She likes the way he soothes. Oh, it's the greatest hits of karma, and the needles in the groove. Oh, what can she do to make it happen? Here's a gift that needs unwrapping. What can she do to make it stop? Beg his other shoe to drop. Decades being solitary, self-sufficiency. Memories of heartache. Oh no, this cannot be. Romantic notions, thin and pale, float behind reluctance veil. Oh, what is love? The poets cry, but something tells her don't ask why. Lost in thought, she pours a glass to clear a path through fog of past. She hears a knock upon the door. What in the world is he here for? Decades of denying her yearn for earthly love. Memories of flying. Why can't she rise above? She's an older woman. He's an older man. Overgrown with habits. Such a long lifespan. But he likes the way her mind works. She likes the way he soothes. It's the greatest hits of karma, and the needles in the groove. Yeah, it's the greatest hits of karma, and the needles in the groove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great tune. Hey, Marylyn, could I ask you, could you back away just a little bit from the mic as you,
sure.
as you sing right into it, it distorts a little bit. So
Okay.
I think that would help. Thanks.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. I think I need a new interface. Is what I think I need.
No problem.
Okay, so this one is about my brother, and it doesn't have to be about him, but he hasn't heard it. You can't really say that he failed to launch with a stubbly gray beard and a middle-aged paunch. An American man without a plan, a sweet kind of guy. Oh, it makes me wanna cry. But what can I do but open the door and say, come in, leave yourself at home. Come in, I promise to leave you alone. To think about a marriage ended, a job turned sour, a life upended, and hour by hour as he hides online. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And nobody notices how he might feel. He'd probably say it's no big deal. I paid scant attention as brother grew up. Now here's my herbal tea and his coffee cup. But I'm not the one he could tell his troubles to. It's gotta be somebody new, maybe you. An American man without a plan, a sweet kind of guy. Oh, it makes me wanna cry. But what can I do but open the door and say, come in, make yourself at home. Come in, I promise to leave you alone. I promise to leave you alone. I promise to leave you alone.
Great lyrics. Very touching. All right, Marilyn,
Thanks.
thank you. Let me pass you on to Robert now for a little interview.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Marylyn, I have to say, you could start out by saying that, you don't really go into politics, but you're really one of my favorite rebels, and have been for a long time. The chords you play, the song structures you do, the lyrics you use, the instrument you choose, you just seem, every act is in a beautiful act of rebellion against standards there. And I think it always brings a smile to my face to hear you. Also, I wanted to point out some of your words that ended up at the end of lines or perhaps in rhymes. Happen and unwrappin' is is wonderful. I hadn't heard that one before. Denying and flying is a great juxtaposition.
Thanks.
And Ovaltine and coffee cup is also a nice juxtaposition there. I'm sure the people who came up with Ovaltine would have liked to have thought of that themselves. So, what do you think about the difference in writing songs that are political and those that have their own rebelliousness in their sociology or psychology?
Well, I'm very much in tune with people's hardships, I think. And so, my response to these days is like, I feel terrible about people who are going to be hurt and or oppressed in some way. I guess I'm just tuned into individual stories, and I have done some dystopian songs about about a situation where everybody's sort of in trouble, and or the big fish eat the little fish, and kind of a pulling back, like not saying it's any specific place or time, but there are places and times where people suffer and they have different solutions to it. And like in my brother's song, his solution is to be online all the time.
Yeah.
And there's so many distractions.
Well,
and and in the other song, I guess her solution is to avoid a relationship. I mean, that would be her first instinct, but obviously it's going to happen anyway.
I think myself that it's important for us to be sensitive to what is coming in to us in our personal radars, and if it happens to be explicitly political, then so be it. We should address that. But I don't think it is being less political or less rebellious to not be explicitly political. Because I know through the 60s, the pop music that came out, if somebody came out with one political song and nothing else was that way, that it sounded off. If you're not true to yourself, in other words, you're not going to go deep enough to bring out something original, I think.
Well, I did write something on November 6th. I don't know if I think you heard it. I posted it on my other page, but even that was not specific. I mean, it was about how I felt, like about this big in terms of the general zeitgeist.
Yeah.
And what happened on November 5th did not make me feel any bigger.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. All right, that's our 4 minutes. Lovely,
Okay,
absolutely lovely songs, Marylyn.
I hope they sounded okay. I get a little nervous.
I think they sounded great. I liked them. And so happening and unwrapping.
Okay.
I'll see you again.
All right. Thank you, Robert.
Thanks.
All right. So we now are going to travel to Grafton, Vermont, and we're going to hear a couple of tunes from Gillis Mills. So Gillis, take it away.
Okay. This tune I call Restless. You know I was born restless and reckless too. Running away is all I wanted to do. I was born restless and reckless too. I wanted to do. No one place had all the right stuff. No one woman was ever enough. I was raised in southeast Texas with them rattlesnakes and beer. I was raised in southeast Texas, man, with them rattlesnakes and beer. In that Texas wind kept screaming, why don't you run on out of here? So I ran, couldn't run away from me. I ran, couldn't run away from me. I ran, then I ran a little more, but I couldn't run away from me. When you look in that mirror, do you like what you see? When you look in that mirror, little girl, do you like what you see? If you ain't absolutely sure, there ain't going to be no cure. You will never be free. You will never be free.
Ooh, the blues.
Thanks. This next tune is called Sweet Spot. Ain't nothing like it. You find it anywhere. Might be on the ground, could be in the air. All you gotta do is want it. Bring that noise all to it now. It's a thing I'm always wanted. My very own sweet spot. Best not fight the river. Do you might go down? Do what you got to. Climb up to higher ground. All you gotta do is want it. Bring that noise all to it now. It's the thing I'm always wanted. My very own sweet spot. One thing against it is the wind between your ears. Hear what I'm saying? Been fighting this for 50 years. you gotta do is want it. Bring that noise all to a stop. It's the thing I'm always wanted. My very own sweet pop.
Yeah.
All right.
Very nice.
Gillis, let me pass you on over to Robert.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, Gillis. Nice, nice blues. That's really it. Did you develop it as you grew up in Texas, sir? When did you start playing blues?
No, I developed it in New York City, I guess. When I stopped,
capital of New York
when I
City.
kind of backed out of, I was listening to blues, for most of my life, and I used to go here live. I went to hear Lightnin' Hopkins regularly before he was discovered in Houston. He played in a little place called the Jazzbird on South Shepherd, near where I lived actually, and but that had nothing to do with me. I picked up the guitar when I was a little after 50 years old, and kind of kind of not racing, but making my way towards retirement in New York City, where I had moved from Houston, and then so I started. I always liked the blues, and I was drawn more to them than other forms. Although I very much enjoy I still enjoy most all music. That's good, that my ears deem good. Whether it's Bach or whether it's Dylan, whoever it is. I just like I like what I like, Miles Davis and so forth. But I like working in the I guess a kind of a very rough, primitive blues medium, because it allows it. I try to be as honest as I can in my writing, and as simple as I can in my rendering, in the execution. So blues is really good for that. It's hard to do well, but I'm a student of it,
right.
And I get kind of close sometimes, but I really draw inspiration from the old masters, the people that I consider incredibly strong,
Yeah, I was thinking of Lightnin' Hopkins actually when I was not that it reminded me of any particular song of his.
No, he wouldn't write anything like what I wouldn't write anything like what he wrote either, but his the way that he articulated what he was doing was what was so valuable to me, to my ears, and heart and soul, and mind to that matter.
Yeah, well, it comes off very directly when you play it.
That's what I try to. I try to get it straight. Boom, like just as direct as I can without any ornamentation.
Yeah, he was one of the first. His music was one of the first that I learned from other players and from old 33 and a third albums that sounded like they were recorded with a tin can set up next to his foot, and but the singing, the commentary over a repeating rhythm down with the thumb and the finger, so it's a pattern that is very hard to do well. As you said, I think you do it well.
It's an interesting challenge. I was back in the 60s, the mid 60s. I really was impressed with James Taylor, who kind of came on this, in the international scene, and I think
Yeah.
that the Beatles actually enabled him to be really, unleashed, and his music sounded so good to me, but it was so beautiful in a way, his guitar work and his voice and his lyric, everything. He was really, really good, and but that's not what I aspired to then, and it's not what I aspire to now. I just work on, and I also I play I have basically two guitars. I have this solid body guitar, and I have a flat top acoustic, and it depends on the song. And usually when I have played here on the Open Mic America with this guitar a few times, and with my flat top a few times, because the songs are very different. I call these slightly more aggressive, where the other songs are soft. They're more gentle. That's how that's what drives the instrument of my choice.
Yeah, well, the resonance of the strings and the instrument can make a big difference in whether it's sounding, aggressive, or whether it fades quickly and wants it to be noticed, and then wait for the next thing to come.
Well, to me, the acoustic is
staying
sweet.
there.
The acoustic is sweet and gentle, where this is a little bastard. This guitar is mean. It really wants to kick ass. Where the acoustic is a gentle, it's a sweet instrument. To me, I'm talking about my stuff. What you guys feel about them?
Yeah, I recently bought a Fender Jaguar, and it just growls. It's just absolutely beautiful. And but yeah, I don't play my sweetest songs on it either. I have a place for it. Hey, thank you very much. I really
You're
enjoyed
welcome.
the blues.
It's a pleasure being here and hearing everyone too. It's wonderful.
Yeah, this is a great place. See you then.
All right. Well, we are going to go to Massachusetts now. Newton Upper Falls, Mass, to be exact. And we're going to listen to Chris Steele, who performs at Eagle's Nest Revisited online open mic every Friday. He's on at 5. And also Ward 4 in Auburndale, Massachusetts on Wednesday nights. So Chris, take it away.
Rich, thank you very much. I figured with some of the political songs from earlier in the evening, I would go with something a little bit more local. This is a local protest song, but it can be just about any locality. It's all about residential economics. This is I Got Mine. Ain't it a lovely day? They got the blue in the sky just the way I said it should be. They heard it from me, rolling on in my easy way. I'm sorry, but I just can't say what to do. It's true, it's all up to you. Start my life with my foot way over the line. Don't it seem to come my way by design? Oh, ain't life divine? You'll get yours, I got mine. All you see is for me, not you. Too late, so sad, too bad, too few what to do. You win or you lose. You see it's clear as the light of dawn, and a chance you thought you had is gone. But hey, keep those kids off my lawn. I earned this all through work and chance and years years of deals made in advance. So sure the future may look dim, but say your prayer and sing your hymn. The rising tide will float my boat. I hope you can swim. So my life with my foot way over the line. Don't it seem to come my way by design? Oh, ain't life divine? You'll get yours, I got mine. Oh, ain't it sublime? You'll get yours, I got mine.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thanks very much. This next song came from a disagreement I was having with somebody, and just woke up just one morning and just basically had the song in my head, and I just had to run to the other room to the guitar and kind of get this. This is No Jim No. I cannot say I cannot know the things that happen seem to make you so embittered and unpleasant. Every helping hand is snapped away. Every moment seems another chance to bring your past into our present. Only wanna be a friend. No, I don't wanna hear again how everyone else doesn't get it. Can't you try to listen now? Can't you see you're missing out? Repent before you regret it. No, Jim, no, that's not the way this had to go at all. There's nothing left for you to say. We're glad to let you have your say alone. Take this bed, it's of your making, and maybe while you're take a moment, reflect upon it all. Despite your intuition, it's not a competition. Those that play alone don't play at all. Take a look around. No illusions, no distractions. Tossing all you found to the trash with every action. No, you do not have to be casting friendless infamy. I want to leave you without doubt. I don't care what's yours or mine, but come on, please make up your mind for what you care about. No, Jim, no, that's not the way this had to go at all. There's nothing left for you to say. We're glad to let you have your say alone. No, Jim, no, that's not the way this had to go at all. There's nothing left for you to say. We're glad to let you have your say alone.
Yeah. Woo.
Great tune. Good guitar work. All right, Chris, let me pass you on over to Robert for a little interview.
Yeah,
Hey,
hi,
Robert.
Chris. Nice, clean stuff. Who do you consider your influences on your writing?
Oh, it's weird. There's I mean, it's such a mash. Having grown up in the '70s and '80s, it's just my folks would be listening to Seals and Crofts and like Neil Diamond and things like that, and then I got into heavier stuff like Rush and Yes and Zeppelin. But then also Tom Petty was always a part of my just general like ethos and songwriting. That kind of observation and then kind of pointed wit is something that I love to have in the middle of my songwriting.
That's a good thing to go for. How long have you been doing songwriting?
Oh God,
writing songs.
Well, I'll just put it this way: since I was about 16, so a long time.
Yeah, I'll match you on that. My hair's a little grayer than yours, so.
Yeah, I get it.
So, were you in bands when you were growing up?
Yeah, I had a series of bands, all basically through college, and just continued to even songwrite, even when my kids came along and I wasn't playing out as much. And then I think it was actually, it might have been Tom that was bringing it up. Just basically, actually, no, I'm sorry, it was Gillis that I think that brought it up. Is that once you get to a certain point in time, some of the things that are really important to you as an artist and as a human, they just need to come back out again. So it got to be the point of why am I not playing out? Why am I not playing in front of people? And decided to take a bunch of these songs, put them back down on recordings, and then just get out in front of people again.
And you're doing that, well, certainly you're doing it right now, but you're doing that locally too. And
doing that locally, and one of the fun things, just what I do during the day gets me on the road quite a bit, so I actually take my guitar with me. So, I've played everywhere from Massachusetts to Red Deer, Alberta, to Indianapolis, Indiana, to Cape May, New Jersey.
Great. Well, I see you have a very nice collection of guitars there in back of you.
Those are the ones that are not in the recording area, yes.
But do you switch among them for recording when you're recording your stuff?
Yeah, it's I will have a picture of how I want a song to kind of come out. And I'll choose different guitars based on the voicings that I want, but just at the same time, different songs. I've said this before. I have a very, very understanding partner who only asks a little bit of why do you need the other guitar? And I said, well, there are songs in that guitar that I haven't found yet. So you need to go ahead and get that guitar because there are songs in there. You got to find them.
Yeah, well said. I think that's very true. Also, if you don't play them, it's like leaving it there. You need to sometimes get a new guitar. Like I would certainly claim my buying the Jaguar was not an option for me. I had to do that.
Yeah.
But then if you have one that's 15 years old and you haven't picked it up in 5, you need to go back and give it some love too.
I've got the guitar that I remember buying. I rode my bicycle down to a record store when I was 16 years old. It's a Gibson The Paul, which basically is like a Les Paul special kind of a thing. And I still play that. It's still hanging on the wall, and that's actually my primary recording guitar still.
Oh, lovely! That's great. Yeah, I kind of keep mine down. The number of guitars to a dull roar, but I do like to have a range of them, and
indeed,
one of them's a MIDI, so that allows me to get a lot of range in recording on that. And not so good for live things, but for recording it works really well.
Yeah, a little fiddly. You want to have some time to make sure you got things dialed in.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else you'd like to pass on in this?
No, just again, thankful for all of this. I don't know, any of you are northeast. We're watching the snow come down. I've got a 7 a.m. flight out tomorrow to Vancouver. I'm just saying a couple of prayers.
My wife had a football game from Buffalo that was completely whited out, and we spent several years in Syracuse. So we're just sitting there here from our apartment, from our house in Sunnyvale, California, going, Look at that. I know that. The ball's frozen, right? And you're slipping.
We've
You
been
can't
watching
even
the
hold.
sun set out your back window there, so
That's right. That's right. That's one good reason why we're here. Hey, thanks a lot. I really enjoyed your songs, and
No, thank you very much.
we'll see you again here.
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, so Robert, you spent some time in Syracuse. I spent some time in Syracuse and Auburn, New York. If you, of course, you know what that is. We'll have to compare notes one of these days.
Yeah, we'll do that. I have some songs from Syracuse, so we can compare notes exactly.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so here we are, halfway through tonight's excellent show, with 4 more great performers in the wings, and you're wondering, how can life get any better? Well, I'm going to tell you. You could get a chance to win one of the coolest new acoustic guitars around, the Dandy Hybrid guitar, designed and built by none other than our capo Dave Williams, Open Mic America's founder. Getting a chance to win one is super easy. Everyone who performs or helps produce an OMA show gets a ticket with their name on it dropped into the official fishbowl for drawing held in December of this year. That's right. Every time you perform or you're a host on one of our OMA shows, you could win your very own handcrafted Dandy guitar. Full disclosure, I'm actually a winner of one of those guitars. So instead of me talking about it, I'm going to ask Dave to come on in and give you some additional information on Dandy Hybrid guitars. Dave, take it away.
Thanks so much, Rich. Wow, I'm hearing some great music tonight. Wow, what's tremendous, tremendous music. Really enjoying the show. So you might be asking 2 questions. What is a hybrid guitar? What do you mean hybrid guitar? And how might a hybrid guitar enhance my playing experience? Well, to start out, let's talk about an ordinary, it's a nice Taylor 814 I have, flat top guitar. The strings pass over the bridge and terminate in the body. You're well familiar with that. Around the late 1800s, a guy named Orville Gibson made a fork in the road of guitar design. The design we were just looking at, by the way, comes from lutes. Lutes were before guitars, but the strings terminated over a bridge right into the body. And Orville Gibson said, well, why not build a guitar like a cello or a violin and have a floating bridge and a tailpiece? And that was a big fork in the road. And the result was a guitar that made a lot more volume than the other type of guitars. And it was a whole different type of sound also, because the flat top guitar is jerking the string sideways and pulling up on the soundboard. A floating bridge is pumping the top up and down. And that's how I started to build guitars 35 guitars ago. 4 years ago, and I started building them, and I noticed that they made a terrific amount of sound, and I was experimenting with the bracing, and basically I started to build a guitar that was picking up where Django Reinhardt's guitars left off. That was the Selmer guitar, and they were very strong in volume. But the challenge is that a guitar with a tailpiece and a floating bridge is by its nature, I'm going to use the word clangy. And if you've ever heard any of those recordings of Mother Maybelle Carter playing the old Gibson archtop L5, you'll know what clangy sounds like. What happened was Martin came up with heavier bracing and heavier strings, and they started to build a guitar that was developing overtones, which cloaked some of that clanginess. And so in the acoustic guitar world, regular guitars won the battle. Archtop guitars became relegated to the electric field with people like Charlie Christian, the jazz players. They were electrified and they could modulate all that clanginess because they were electric. So Django Reinhardt was really, his guitars were the first that kind of resurrected that design. So that's what I started to build, and the challenge was to get rid of some of the clanginess. And finally, this is what it turned into. And this is a hybrid guitar because this is using the floating bridge, but it's picking up the sound in the soundboard like a flat top does with pins in a bridge. And so I was able to get back some of the overtones that were lost in clanginess. And so that's what this has turned into. And I'm probably about at the end of the road of development of this, just refining it a little bit. Now I'm building a parlor guitar as well. But the second question you probably had is, what good does a guitar like this do for me? And I'd have to describe the sound of the guitar as being dry. It's very dry. The guitars like this favor a person playing straight line solos, number one. Number two, finger style players that are playing real specific chords, giving the notes a place to breathe. And folks playing chords with passing notes in between. And a good example of this, if you've ever seen Gillian Welch and David Rawlings is playing that little archtop, 30s archtop. Gillian's playing the rhythm, and he's playing those passing notes and little chords in the background. That's actually ideal. Now, if you're a person that strums a guitar, this guitar, you would need to be damping it because it just gets out of control. There's too much sound. Finger picking can also get a little bit in tripping over itself. It has to be done very carefully. So it's a specialized guitar. It's not for everybody, but certain styles of playing, it's very good for. So anyone that plays on the show, hosts the show, and I do want to add that there are performers out there that don't write songs that you could be on the show too if you would play a song that was written before 1925. We call them heritage songs. There's a lot of great songs out there. Right off the top of my head, I'm thinking House of the Rising Sun, Water is Wide. There are many, many great songs out there, and you're invited to sign up on Open Mic America too, and get your name in the bowl to win a dandy. So I'm going to post the link to the dandy website, and there's more detailed. I could talk about this for a long time. There's more detailed explanations of how they're built, and there's some demos on there. Mike Simpson is playing his on there, and Bet Paget also. So that's all I have. I'll just close and show you the beginning of the parlor shape. I'm going to start building these now. This first one will be rosewood and spruce. The next one will be mahogany. So that's all I have. Thanks for listening, and on with the show. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Dave. And for more information on Dandy Guitars, you can check out the link at the bottom of the openmicamerica.com homepage. And hey, good luck. All right, let's move on. And we are going to go to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where we're going to hear Teeyum Smith. And Teeyum performs at Open Mic Tuesdays at Yonder Bar in Hillsborough, North Carolina, Songwriter Circle Centennial in High Point, and also at Doodad Farm in Greensboro. So Teeyum, take it away.
Hey, thanks a lot.
I've lived in North Carolina for about 33 years, but I grew up in Illinois, in a little town. You know, that song, I Was Born in a Small Town by John Mellencamp, kind of a cool song, a little local pride kind of rocker. But I'm here to say he left a few details that are kind of important out of that song. The town that I grew up in had three things in full supply. There was corn and beans and scrutiny from 1,000 pairs of eyes. Uptown, we had 2 water towers. One's white and sleek and round, but that old gray one will never calm down. Stuck in their ways around here, year after year after year. And they called 111 the hard road. No one my age knew why. Is it what it was made of, or what we're afraid of, the day we say goodbye? Curlers sitting under the dryers. Do you really think he would leave? Gossip and rumors sustain them, but who knows who to believe? And every man in the stands thinks he's the coach. Man, them kids are just giving this one away. And that point guard, he don't work half as hard as me when I used to play back in my younger days. And they called 111 the hard road. No one my age knew why. Is it what it was made of, what we're afraid of, the day we say goodbye? And the Methodists had the best organ. Across town you could hear it thunder, but a Catholic boy would never go in there. What's it look like? I still wonder. Dusty pool hall, snooker table. You keep score with wooden beads that you slide from the old man's cribbage in the back room. Cuss words would leak inside. I guess they were having the time of their lives. They called 111 the hard road. No one my age knew why. Is it what it was made of, what we're afraid of, the day we say goodbye? In the dime store shelf, cradled knickknacks. If you break it, you have bought it. So I stayed clear, like the thought of living life here. Nothing that I wanted. Yeah, I've seen your grades, kid. They're all A's, but man, you're just smart in school. You Can't drive a tractor, can't drive a nail. You're nothing but a fool. And the houses all look smaller when I return to see a name etched in stone. Like them trucks hauling corn down the highway. How the years have flown. How the years have flown.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Wow.
song.
Nice.
So here's a, so that was kind of heavy duty. So let me let the second one be a little more lightweight. I really like this town in North Carolina. Everybody here on this call should visit this town sometime. It's called Seagrove, North Carolina. And the thing about Seagrove is it's a little town, but there's about 50 pottery studios. And there's people who have been there for like 6-7 generations. They're this kind of a clay that grows there that works well. And it's just this kind of magical crafts town. And I go to visit some friends of mine who play Irish music, and I like to get together with them sometime. And for many times I've driven by this business in Seagrove that's called the Realistic Beauty Salon. And I was thinking to myself, what the heck could that possibly mean? And I think I finally figured it out. No delusions, no illusions. We know what you are. You're not a goddess, so we won't promise to make you a movie star. At the Realistic Beauty, Realistic Beauty, Realistic Beauty Shop. Realistic Beauty, Gwendolyn and Ruby will make you look your best on top. Come in our parlor, we'll take you farther than you ever thought we could. Now we won't say you'll be looking great, but you'll look pretty good at the Realistic Beauty, Realistic Beauty, Realistic Beauty Shop. Realistic Beauty, Gwendolyn and Ruby will make you look your best on top. I know you'll want to sing along with this out there even though I can't hear you. You'll look pretty good. Give it another try. You'll look pretty good. What may transpire under the dryers, it will turn out okay. 'Cause nothing is permanent, not even a permanent, but everything has its day. At the Realistic realistic beauty, realistic beauty, realistic beauty shop. Realistic beauty, Gwendolyn and Ruby will make you look your best, make you look your best, make you look your best on top.
Oh,
Yeah.
Realistic beauty show. Yeah.
Nice. All right, Tim, let me pass you over to Robert.
Those were delightful.
Thank you.
The realistic beauty shop. I was hearing it and I was going, okay, what does this remind me of? And I figured out it was Alan Sherman. Do you remember Alan Sherman?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
Hello
Mudda.
Mudda, Hello Fada.
Yeah,
Grime. It
Yeah.
had a melody that was almost recognizable, but not a direct copy of anything. But his humor was and his delivery was reminded me of him, and that's I think the first time that I've heard anyone that reminded me of Alan Sherman.
You could certainly do worse.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's great. It's great. Yeah, we don't need another Led Zeppelin really. I'm not sure we needed one, but we didn't need more. The first one I was struck with really the beauty of your telling a story and how well you got us in the 111 The Hard Road, and then never knew why it was called that. And you gave us that right up front, and of course ever after that we listened for the why. And it was told in the concrete elements of the story and not a direct answer, which I think was brilliant on that.
Well, thanks.
You know,
There's in that song "Small Town" by John Mellencamp. There's a line in there of lyric that says, "You can be what you want to be," and if you ever actually lived in a small town, you would know that it's like completely 180 degrees, no negative, not. That's just, you can be what you want to be if you meet all of our expectations.
right. The small towns do have their built-in scope, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I grew up on an island, so I understand the idea of the small scope. I wonder how much of that I've dragged with me since I've left on that. So where are you playing around outside of this open mic that we're on right now?
I get to play lots of kind of music. My wife and I play for contra dances, and I play a little bit of horn and I play keyboards in a rock band that plays George Jones followed by Steely Dan. We really have a pretty good time, and so nothing too terribly serious. If you go to if you look up Teeyum Smith, on Spotify, actually if like 3 or 4 or 5 of you actually went and listened to one of my songs on Spotify, double figures, baby. Yeah. I want to see it go. I want to see that 2-digit number.
Right. So when you say Teeyum, of course, the spelling on Spotify is Teeyum Smith.
No, it's Teeyum. That was purposeful. To
Okay.
Because honestly, even in Chapel Hill, there's another guy named Tim Smith who's a way better musician than me. Let alone the whole country. You Google Tim Smith musician, and you get like 4 pages before I would show up.
Yeah, I understand that one. But the Teeyum, you're the best of the crew, I guess, the best of the group.
Absolutely.
Well, that's good. It's good to keep redefining yourself so that eventually you will be the best. I think that. But more seriously, your stuff is wonderful. I mean,
Well,
it's
thanks a lot for
obviously
that.
well studied, and that you're sitting on a lot of info that is coming out when you're playing. Just you're letting just a little bit out as you go. It sounds to me kind of like a Randy Newman,
Thanks.
who has this incredible background, but plays little bits of tunes that each one lets just a little bit out, but the right bits.
Well, much appreciated. This is the fourth time I got to do this. It's really been fun.
Yeah, I remember you from before. I think we spoke at least once before this, and you had spoken of the range of other gigs you had, and that comes out. So horn and keyboard are the two primary instruments that you go with.
And like flute and tin whistle and concertina,
Uh-huh.
Irish kind of music.
Oh, nice.
We got to go on a vacation to Ireland this year, and I got a couple of songs in progress trying to capture some of the moments there.
Uh-huh.
That maybe I'll do if I get to do this again.
Do you, when you were in Ireland, did you hit any of the bars for playing music?
We had we went on an organized bus tour that was led by a guy named Kevin Crawford with an Irish band called Lunas, and it was really a fantastic week. And then we spent another week, and in that other week, we went to this pub in a town called Westport in County Mayo, where the deal was it was half Irish instrumental tunes, playing, flute with these folks. But there was this woman named Rita who would call on somebody to sing a song because there was like these regulars. So, and it could be anything. It could be an Irish song. It could be John Prine. It could be Hank Williams. She would call on somebody and they would sing. It's just kind of a magic night. That was like one of the coolest things that happened.
Oh, great. Well, finish those, and next time you come back, share them with us. That'd be great.
Right. Thanks very much. It's
Thanks
great
to
hearing
you.
everybody.
Take care.
All right, yeah, thanks, Teeyum. And we now are moving from the East Coast to the West Coast. We're going to go to a lovely little island in the San Francisco Bay called Alameda. And while we're in Alameda, California, we are going to hear Steve Anderson. He's been on the show a number of times, always great performances. So, Steve, take it away.
Thank you kindly. I got to get this thing off the screen that says that I need to unmute myself. Yes, I am, as always, very pleased to be here. And tonight I'm demonstrating a Dandy hybrid guitar for anyone who's interested in what they might sound like if you haven't already heard them. I think I have a particularly good one, but I know someone locally, here in the Bay Area, who also has one, and he has a particularly good one too, so maybe they all are. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. This is something that I just wrote recently, and I think I can get through it without too much trouble. It's called Pure Dumb Luck. Got money in the bank, gas in the tank. Pure dumb luck's all I got to thank. I'm cruising down the road with my sweetie by my side. Later on, I'm hoping she'll be taking me for a ride. Well, it's a wonderful world, a wonderful place. Heading down the road at a wonderful pace, but the highway patrolman stopped me for a chat. Says going too damn fast ain't where it's at. Now the car ain't much, but it's got the gears. Monthly payments are in arrears, and the license plate expired last July. Thought I might have got a warning if I hadn't been so high. A little bit of weed, a little bit of speed, a little bit more than you really need, and a whole lot more than the law says is okay. Well, they sent me downtown where they promised I could stay. Now the judge had a book, he threw it at me. His attitude was a mystery, but he paid my room and board for 30 days. Believing doing time would change my ways. Heading down the roads where I want to be, but the car got repossessed. Now I'm stuck. It's a brand new chapter about my pure dumb luck. First editions are out there for just a buck. Truth be told, I just don't give a zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a miserable day.
Woo!
Yeah.
He ducked the line.
Oh man, sounded great. The guitar sounded great. Voice sounded great.
So now for something completely different. My grandmother used to make the most wonderful fudge. It was just extraordinary. And for years I thought, well, for years my sister and I hunted for the recipe, and we finally found it. After literally 35 years of looking, my sister found it, called me, and I said, well, read it to me. And she said, start with a sufficient amount of cream. Well, the lack of specificity made it useless to anyone except my grandmother, and she had passed years before. I wanted to write a song about it. So I started out, and it just, it didn't work out. I wound up with a song, but only the first verse is remotely related to my grandmother, and then it just took a left turn from there, and it's a totally different thing. And it's, well, I think salacious is the word that describes it best. Anyway, I need to get it up on my screen here, because I get mixed up. I'm old. Here we go. All right. So, okay, it's a B string keeps going out of tune. Here we go. She got the sugar, she got the cream, she got some chocolate, it's dark and extreme. She's got the skill, and she's willing to make you candy. She got some style, she got a smile. She winks at you, she's yours for a while. And it gets better if you let her fix you some candy. When she does, you're bound to approve. And if you tell her, well, that'll compel her to fix your candy. Now she can wiggle, she can jiggle. When she does, you'll probably giggle. And if you laugh, you're on the path to getting candy. Yeah, she can swing, she can sway. The way she does it, you could watch all day. And if she's looking, she'll start cooking you some candy. Yeah, she's a hottie. She got a body. Take one look, you think of thoughts that are naughty. And if she sees you, she'll wanna please you with her candy. And if she taunts you, it's 'cause she wants to fix you some candy.
She's a hottie and she has a body. Oh, you're killing me, man. All right. Let me pass you over to Robert.
Hey, Steve. Nice.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
It's been a full day.
Couple nice songs. Those are nice. Those are both fairly new.
Yes. The first one is new and it's fairly complete. The second one is still kind of a work in progress. It started out, as I said, with a reasonable intent, and then it
And became salacious.
and guitar embellishment and trying to keep track of which licks to use where. It's been a challenge for me. I just I'm old. I'm getting senile. I can't keep track of these things anymore. But I have fun doing it. So
William Burroughs, I can't be expected to work under these conditions. That's the guitar, if I can comment on it, is high contrast. When you're playing chords, finger style, but when you're playing chords around there, you can keep it down. But when you want to play some separate fingers and hear every note and every string, it's there for you. It comes right up. That's what I'm hearing out of that guitar. How did you mic it?
I'm playing into a little Fishman battery-powered, what do they call it, a loud box or something like that?
Yeah.
And a microphone. It's a little 2-channel amp. There's a microphone and a guitar channel, and I feed those. There's an output from it which supposed to be, useful directly as an output going into another amplifier. Doesn't work. But I was able to use that output going into a computer interface,
Uh-huh.
and then the computer interface feeds into my laptop. So it's a kind of a mixed up thing, which didn't work
But
too well during the sound check here. It was
no, but I think it
the internet
sounded
dropping
good.
out intermittently, made it lots of fun.
Yeah, yeah. It was uh, a unique sound, and I think worked really well with your singing.
I think the guitar is turned out to be what what Capo Dave uh, targeted to be. I didn't think he hit the mark. It's
Yeah, yeah,
his description of what he was looking for is kind of what you just said.
yeah. It's a nice sound. I enjoyed hearing it here um, for the. I think I'd heard one other that another fellow had here, but that was very nice. So, where are you playing nowadays? I think you sent a couple open mics. Uh,
Uh, there's this thing called the West Coast Songwriters, and
uh-huh.
uh, it's a chance to perform where people listen. And
Of
they
all
have
things.
meetings at the Gilman Brewing Company, and they have meetings at this Chinese restaurant that has a lot of space in the back. Um, and it's mostly musicians that show up, and we share our work, and it's a nice, comfortable place to play. There's some other pubs and things that I go to occasionally, but um, playing for a noisy crowd just doesn't work for me. I put a lot of time into writing these songs. I want to perform them where people are going to listen to them. I don't want to be the background music. That just
Of all
doesn't.
things. How could that be?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a West Coast songwriters group in Palo Alto, and I went there for many years. But they're um, no longer there. We need another place to hold that.
Yeah, the organization kind of fell apart.
Yeah, well, things
Still in
do.
existence, but it's not a. It's a small piece of what it used to be.
Uh-huh. Well, people come and go, and often, especially with something like a songwriters group, the individuals make it or break it. And,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, it could be in 6 more months, someone else will come in and you'll get a correct mix. But that's good to know that they're uh, working well across in the East Bay there with you.
The pandemic didn't help at all.
Yeah, well, it helped us. Here we are.
Thank
Hey,
goodness.
hey, thanks, Steve. Always fun to hear you, and I always enjoy it. And I keep promising to come over to the East Bay and some of the open mics and such there. It just takes me a couple hours to get there, and so I don't make it off over as often as I would like to. So
Well,
I'll
it's
see you soon.
always fun to be here, and always fun to hear the other people that are playing. The variety and talent is just astonishing.
It is. It's really wonderful. This is a good thing.
More than happy to be part of it.
See you again, Steve.
Thanks.
Okay, well, we're going to leave the West Coast and we're going to go over to the East Coast. And we're going to hear Jason Baker, who hails from Montpelier, Vermont. And he's got a lot of stuff going on. He plays at the Jason R. Flood Memorial Open Mic in Derry, New Hampshire, various locations last Friday of the month. But he's got some cool gigs coming up as well. January 25th at 9 a.m. He can be heard at the Pete Seeger Workshop at People's Music Network Winter Convergence in New York City. And then on the 26th at 3 p.m., he'll be at the Singer-Songwriter Series at Oaks Ames Memorial Hall, Easton, Massachusetts. And on February 1st at 12:30 p.m., he'll be on the Gator Stage at the South Florida Folk and Acoustic Music Festival. But tonight we have him here, so take it away, Jason.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here, and I'm very excited about all those things. The Jason R. Flood Memorial open mics, I've been introduced because I'm developing a duo, and the person I'm working with lives down in that area, and it's a memorial for a fellow, a young kid really who committed suicide, and they raise awareness about mental health every month, and several times a year they do larger events. So that's why I wanted to feature them this month. So I was considering doing heritage songs, as Dave called them, for this, but then I realized it's the day before Inauguration Day. So I'm going to do a couple of original songs. A few of you may have heard this one before. This is called The Bigotry Blues. They don't like blacks and they don't like Jews. They don't like me and they don't like you. They don't like jazz, they just can't swing. They have so little knowledge, it's a dangerous thing. And they don't know nothing, and they never did. And everything they do is what God forbid. Yes, God forbid everything they do. Jesus wouldn't like them, and they haven't a clue. Oh, we did not see it coming. We did not see it coming. No, we did not see it coming. We did not see it coming. The bigotry blues. They want respect, but they're disrespectful. They can't accept that they're not successful. They don't know what they're talking about, but that don't stop them screaming and shouting. They want war and they want it now. Hating everybody, that's their sacred cow. I guess we should have known from the war drums drumming, but I swear I did not see it coming. We 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 did not see it coming. The bigotry blues. We did not see it coming. We did not see it coming. Look what we lose. We won't get to choose. We did not see it coming. The bigotry blues. Did not see it coming. The bigotry blues.
You're here.
Great lyrics, great lyrics.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Well, that one was, you might have thought that was written after January 6th, but it was actually written a little bit before, so maybe I did see it coming. I'm going to play an unreleased song now. I haven't recorded or released this one yet, so fresh-ish. But it's just my mood now, so. Yeah. It's true that what somebody said earlier about a song, and Pete Seeger said this pretty effectively, that the right song at the right time does not have to actually talk about revolution explicitly to be possibly revolutionary. But then sometimes, you know what? You got to talk about revolution. So, last night when I watched the news, I saw the whole world had the blues, because the life we're living isn't fair. Every night at 5 o'clock the bell it rings and the money stops, and everyone's left scrambling for a chair. All except the billionaire. The billionaire has got a chair, a dragon's pile of gold for him to sit on. And we're left sleeping on the ground, or restlessly we walk around, all looking for a bandwagon to get on. Yeah, the end result of all that greed are warnings that we will not heed. We were told it will not be alright. Drought and fire, rain, and snow, water floods and lava flows. Mother Earth is putting up a fight. Gonna put up a fight, start a revolution, work hard to be part of the solution. Put up a fight and start a revolution right now. Gonna put up a fight, start a revolution, work hard to be part of the solution. Put up a fight, start a revolution right now. 250 years ago, from Valley Forge in ice and snow, the Continental Army, they fought and won. Revolution was their cry. We live in freedom or we die. Freedom for our daughters and our sons. And now in the intervening years, we've realized the founders' fears of state religions and of potentates. Criminals and wealthy men with racists and fake Christians have taken over these United States. As terrorists are on the loose in business suits and shiny shoes, helped by those who don't know right from wrong. And if you're a woman or if you're gay, they just want to take your rights away. And if you're not for that, please sing along. Gonna put up a fight, start a revolution, work hard to be part of the solution. Put up a fight, start a revolution right now. Gonna put up a fight, start a revolution, work hard to be part of the solution. Put up a fight, start a revolution right now. Yeah, truth and justice, the American way. 4th of July or Bastille Day. What do you say we start a revolution right now? Gonna put up a fight, start a revolution, work hard to be part of the solution. Put up a fight, start a revolution right now. Gonna put up a fight, start a revolution, work hard to be part of the solution. Put up a fight, start a revolution right now. You can start a revolution right now. You can start a revolution right now. Start a revolution right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, Jason. Great tune. All right, let me pass you on over to Robert.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Glad you know you're in, sir. Move this up so I can talk to you more intimately.
Oh, good. Yes.
There we go.
Yes, the more you have between us, the more intimate it is there with a microphone. That's how they work.
It's getting close.
Yeah, it is a question of how explicitly one needs to be political, and it's I think it's a choice each of us has to make, and there is a time for everything, and this time seems to pull this out of many of us. I find it very hard to write strictly political songs. I don't find it hard to get ink on paper, but I find it hard to pull it off in relation to other songs. People like Pete Seeger seem to do it so easily and so authentically when he would write and play.
Well, he was interestingly he was his biggest self-critic in that regard.
Yeah.
So there's a wonderful song called "Letter to Eve," I believe was the name of the song. And in a songbook that he approved, he said, "Well, I have to put notes in there about each song." And the note he wrote in there for that song was, "Oh, this isn't much of a song, more of an editorial in rhyme, and there wasn't much of a story here." And it's interestingly, I love the song, and I think he's somewhat right, but also somewhat wrong in that regard. And that particular song does have a progression in the line if you follow it. And I think telling stories has become more abstract in our modern culture in general. And in our music, especially, there's, people have definitely abstracted story. It's just become a different way of telling it, rather than saying on this date this boat sank and all these people died. They might abstract that into something else. So that's a thing. Pete had varying degrees of success with writing songs, and he was, like I said, he was his own biggest critic. But he that was an element of what he did, along with preserving old songs and bringing them out at the right time. And I think that was, it was just a person who was just interested in the whole musical world, and also definitely had a certain commitment to what songs could do for with regard to social justice, which is what our workshop is going to be about. If anybody's going to be in New York City this coming, the 24th, the 25th and 26th, there's a convergence, 24th, 25th, and 26th, at the Central Park East Second School, on the east side of New York, on Manhattan. It's the People's Music Network Convergence, and there'll be a bunch of workshops. There'll be a concert Friday night, featuring labor choirs. There'll be a bunch of workshops all day Saturday and Sunday. So come on by. And I'll be doing, with my friend from New Hampshire, Mary Trudeau, we will be doing a Pete Seeger workshop mainly for kids. We're going to be, to teach them about the music and life of Pete Seeger. The principal there specifically requested that for them. So that's,
Oh, that's great.
but we had to learn a lot of Pete Seeger songs, and interestingly, he had some really great songs that weren't even, like, we were trying to look for sing-alongs mainly, and he had some really great songs that aren't really sing-alongs, for example, but they're excellent writing nonetheless, as you point out. So there's all kinds of things he was trying to do, and so trying to do it all at once is
right. That's one of my problems. I tend to try to look for progressions and melodies that are unique, and that go to the left when you think it's going to go to the right, and a political song often doesn't work with that, and that's something.
Maybe you could do a little bit of harmonic. So a good formula for that. There is a formula for it, right?
Yeah.
So as you point out, a lot of that is about those type of songs, and Tom Cooney and I have had this discussion before. In fact, we had about. He knows I've written songs both way, all the different ways, and you can do different emotional things with those types of chords and that type of thing. In the case of getting something catchy, there's a hit formula out there that research has shown is like number one hits almost always have harmonic, what you call adventurism, I guess you would say, in the verse, and then are completely within the key in the chorus. And I think that was an interesting thing to note. And so I think you can actually get away with like one chord. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You can get away with one really cool Beatles chord or something, you know what I'm saying? That major third, or that, or the minor four or whatever, taking the minor fourth to the minor, or stuff like that you can put in there that will work. But it's got to be at the right time in the song. Otherwise, when you're, it's got to match the lyric with prosody, pretty, nice, tightly. There has to be an emotion there for it.
Place for it to be.
Yes, and it's a wonderful technique, actually, that what you're describing a little bit, stepping out, basically intermodal interchanges. I think the official musical term, but it's just chord borrowing, and you're basically borrowing from another mode, and I think it helps propel a song.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Good luck in New York with your meeting and conference there. Wish I was close enough, but unfortunately I'm at the wrong side of this particular continent. But have a good time.
Fly on out.
That's right, or do something like that here. Hey, take care, Jess, and thank you very much. I enjoyed your songs.
Thank you very much.
All right. Hey, Robert, just fly on out. I hear the weather's supposed to be great.
Yeah. We'll be fine by then.
Yeah. Oh, oof. Well, it's cold up here too. All right. So we are ready for our final performer. and she's been on a few times before. Jennifer McQuaid is from Auburn, Maine, and she performs at Rosendale Open Mic Online and the Catbird Cafe Open Mic in Weymouth, Massachusetts. So, Jennifer, take it away.
Well, thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. Wonderful talent tonight, as always, right? And anyways, I don't normally play the keyboards. I'm not a keyboardist, but when I write my songs, I use a lot of keys in it. You know, I'm like that one finger typist or whatever. But on this particular song, you know, I kind of carried the chords all the way through it. So again, if I make a couple of mistakes, forgive me for that. But anyways, I'm going to be a little bit more nostalgic on this one. You know, years ago when I got together with a fantastic musician, I would just meet over his house. We would take our guitars and we would just go across the street, way into the woods, you know, and underneath the sun, just play our guitars for like 4 or 5 hours. And to me, it was heaven, you know. So, anyways, that's where this song kind of comes from, and it's called "So Close to Heaven." Playing in that field of gold, writing songs that were deep in our soul, wanting the world to know. We came from different worlds, met one day by chance. The music brought us together like a warm summer's dance. So close to heaven, with every song we would play, like the sky that needs the sun, we would play every day. We had the world at our feet, people would hear us play, our voices in harmony, songs with something to say. We were young, just having fun, a future yet to unfold, the dreams in our hearts waiting to be told. So close to heaven, with every song we would play, littered with broken dreams, at least we played the game. Looking back on good times we shared in our prime, will last forever, forever in our minds. Those days are shorter now, seems so long ago. We made it further than we thought, on the road we both know. Oh, 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 oh.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, very nice. Sounded great on
thank
the
you.
keyboard.
Thank you so much. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to switch over to guitar here. Okay, I think I said I was feeling a little bit nostalgic, so I'm going to go back into the early 80s. And this was, you know, oh God, I want to say about my 20th song that I wrote. So I really didn't pay attention too much to the lyrics or whatever, but I kind of like the melody to it. And it just stuck in my mind, whatever. But anyways, this is called On to Paradise.
Well, I'm on my way to paradise. Looking for love, I'm looking for my life. You got dreams, well, so do I. I don't want to ever see them die. 'Cause when I see you on that horizon, I feel my body temporizing. If I needed someone new I could talk to. And in the distance, I saw you, and then I tried to hide, babe. I tried to smile and then wave goodbye. Walk with me into the night. I'll tell you everything's alright. Something warm touched me inside. Now I know I don't wanna hide. 'Cause when I see you on that horizon, I feel there ain't no compromising. And I needed someone new I could talk to. And in the distance, I saw you, and then I tried to hide, babe. I tried to smile and then wave goodbye. And would you break these chains wrapped around this cold, lonely heart, and tell the world you ain't playing any kind of a part tonight? Well, I'm on my way to paradise. Looking for love, I'm looking for my life. You've got dreams, well, so do I. I don't want to ever see them die. 'Cause when I see you on that horizon, I feel there ain't no compromising. 'Cause I needed someone new I could talk to. and in the distance I saw you and I tried to hide it. I tried to smile and then wave goodbye.
Oh, yummy!
Gorgeous.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, let me pass you over to
Well,
Robert.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Those were lovely. Those were lovely.
Thank you. Yeah, I figured I'd change it up tonight, play a little bit of keyboards.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And you did it very nicely. You did, it
Thank
worked
you.
right in. So you've been songwriting for a while, you say?
Oh, God, yeah. As soon as I had enough money, I went out and just got my first guitar,
Yeah?
But I've probably written, 50 horrible songs before I started writing anything, halfway decent.
Well, yeah. Nothing
Well,
unique
the
there.
other thing too, you play a lot of covers, and you learn all those too. So,
Uh-huh.
but
What covers did you start out with? What type
oh
of?
God, Creedence Clearwater Revival
Uh-huh.
did a lot of those songs, and of course the Beatles. How can you not do the Beatles?
Right, right.
But
It's
yeah, a
in the
bunch of
water.
those. It's progressed over the years, just so many good groups that came out, at that time, anyways. Um, Actually, doing that keyboard, this keyboard right here, I actually bought it used, but this keyboard, I think, came out, I want to say 87?
Yeah,
I want to say somewhere in the 80s,
yeah.
and I
Uh-huh.
was amazed I got it to work. And
Always a
it's
good
been
thing.
doing the job ever since.
So, I saw you had a open mic that you put on as a place where you perform. Do you perform usually yourself, or do you have other groups that you perform with? Or
I have played in, a few bands in the past, and but since I'm down here in Massachusetts, uh, kind of taking care of my mom, I want to clear a place, get a good practice room going downstairs, and
uh-huh.
then I hope to invite a whole bunch of people over, and we'll make some noise,
That's
But
always a good way to get together and make
yeah,
music.
yeah, meet people, and
Hmm.
see where it goes from there. But yeah, yeah, I know a fabulous drummer, and oh God, we went to the Guitar Center the other day, and he hasn't had a drum set in quite a few years, and I'm like, you know what? Let's go to the Guitar Center. Let me get you on these electronic drums. And
Uh-huh.
just to see the smile on his face, and then the kids' looks, that were listening to him around him. I hope I steered him in the right direction. It's like
Yeah.
you're never too old. You're never
No,
too old. So
no. It's the way I kind of think about it is if you have to do it, you do it. And
that's it.
if you're
You
making
get your
money or you're not, or if anyone's listening or not, but if you got to do it, you got to do it. It's not really a choice.
yeah, absolutely. It shows us, you know.
So, are you able to record any of your songs?
I do a lot of recording. Please, by all means, if you like what you hear, just search out my name. I'm on all the streaming platforms and whatnot. My basic where I've got most of my songs is on Reverb Nation.
Uh-huh.
That's at Jen McQuaid, Um, but a lot of what I do is just record um, right here at home,
Hmm.
and also I collaborate with quite a few people, so I'll send my tracks out to them, and they'll dub over the guitars or whatever they're going to add.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, no, I keep myself pretty busy, between here and online.
Uh-huh.
It's nice.
So Jen McQuaid on Reverb Nation is a place to hear
Correct.
some of your music.
Yeah, yeah. That's for free, so.
Yes.
I'd prefer you go to Spotify, but I don't even know.
Uh-huh.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, I just put a song or two up this week, and it went Reverb Nation and a couple other places, but I did it through SoundCloud, and they have a mastering service on there too, so you can
Yeah, I seen that.
you can play with it a while and get a better master than one might have from one's apartment studio, and then
Right, yeah. I'll have to check it out.
then put it out, and they'll distribute it. So I'm just yeah, it's
You got the pro package on the
yeah,
SoundCloud, or yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, I was
So
toying with it. They have a monthly fee there too. But I mean,
Right.
that's the thing. I mean, you can be on so many different platforms, and you're like, should I be on so many of them, or should I just have one? You don't know. I mean, it exposes your music more. I mean, more people are listening to it, but yeah, I
Well,
don't know.
and there's the music, and then there's video platforms to put things up. It's YouTube or Vimeo,
Oh
and then
yeah, I
there's
got
video
tons of.
and sites like we've got here with people coming on each week. So there's a lot
This
of
is a
ways to do
wonderful
it.
platform. Yeah, I mean, what Dave does and Daphne, Rich, I mean, the whole gang here. I
Yeah,
mean, it's just awesome. I mean, I love it just being surrounded by all this talent, you know. It's
yes,
just a wonderful feeling and very professionally done here as well,
yeah.
you know.
They got some good stuff going on.
Yeah,
Hey,
they
thanks,
do.
Jennifer. I'll check out your music
Well,
on
thank
Reverb.
you. I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks
You
for
bet.
having me.
Thanks for playing.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, it is hard to believe, but we are at the end of another great show. So I would like to thank all of our performers quickly, one by one, and feel free to wave when I shout your name out. Hallie Hammer and Randy Burge, Tom Cooney, Marylyn Coffey, Gillis Mills, Chris Steele, Teeyum Smith, Steve Anderson, Jason Baker, and Jennifer McQuaid. And please remember to check our website, openmicamerica.com, for links to the music of all of our OMA performers. And you can also find archives of all of our shows online. Especially want to thank Robert Edgar, tonight's interviewing host, always does a great job. And Dr. Ramil, tonight's engineer. You don't see much of her, but she's the one who keeps this show running. And I'd like to thank our audience on YouTube, the ones who are watching us now live and the ones who are going to be watching us into the future. If you like this show, please spread the word. Don't keep it a secret. You can even download and print your own posters from our website, and you can hang them somewhere where you live, around where you live, where folks can see them, and hopefully they'll get in touch with us and perform on the show. And you can get these really cool t-shirts. You can make your own through the openmicamerica.com website. You can change the logo to any size you want, pick the t-shirt you want. It's really high quality. Let's see what else. Oh, please check your local and check out your local and virtual open mics. Just about every area in the country has open mics, and it's great to go in there and support your local singer-songwriters and performers. As a matter of fact, we've listed the ones who our performers play under the local open mics tab on the website. So we are always here on the first and third Sundays of every month. So our next show will be Sunday, February 2nd, same time, same station. And stay tuned for the next full lineup of performers. So I am going to ask all of our performers to make sure they are muted. And I'm going to ask them to wave. And I am going to say, good night, America.
If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.